In 1844, a letter from Boston to New York cost 18 3/4 cents. That was the official rate set by the United States Post Office. 18 3/4 cents per letter, regardless of weight, regardless of distance within that range, regardless of whether the recipient ever received it. The Postal Service was slow, expensive, and operated at a loss that Congress covered by maintaining the price high enough to make the loss smaller. The average daily wage for an American worker in 1844 was between 50 and 75 cents. Sending one letter cost a quarter of a day's wages. The poor did not send letters. They could not afford to. A man named Lysander Spooner read the postal laws, read the Constitution, and came to a conclusion that the United States government found extremely inconvenient. The Constitution, in Article 1, Section 8, gives Congress the power to establish post offices and post roads. Spooner read that clause and noted what it did not say. It did not give Congress the exclusive right to carry mail. It did not prohibit competition. It did not say that no private person could deliver a letter. It said Congress could establish post offices. That was all. Spooner was a lawyer. He was also an abolitionist, a land reformer, and a man who had a particular habit of reading official documents very carefully and then pointing out what they actually said as opposed to what everyone assumed they said. He wrote a pamphlet in 1844 titled "The Unconstitutionality of the Laws of Congress Prohibiting Private Mails." The argument was precise and the conclusion was simple. The federal government had no constitutional authority to prevent private citizens from carrying letters for pay. Then he did something that most people who write pamphlets do not do. He opened a post office. The American Letter Mail Company began operations in 1844, running between Boston, New York, Philadelphia, and Baltimore. The price was 5 cents per letter. The official government rate for the same distance was 18 3/4 cents. Spooner charged less than a third of what the government charged. His letters arrived faster. His delivery was more reliable. He employed carriers who had a direct financial interest in actually delivering what they were paid to deliver. Within months, the American Letter Mail Company was handling a significant volume of correspondence between the 4 cities it served. Businesses switched, individuals switched. The people who had previously not been able to afford letters at the government rate were sending mail for the first time. Spooner was not alone. He was the most principled and the most vocal, but the private mail industry that had been operating in a legal gray area since the 1830s suddenly had a theoretical foundation and a public face. Harnden's Express, Blood's Dispatch, the Letter Express. Dozens of private carriers were operating in American cities, handling local and regional mail faster and cheaper than the government service. Some of them were delivering within the city limits of New York for a penny. The post office charged 6 cents for the same delivery. The private carriers were not marginal operations. By 1845, historians estimate that private mail companies were handling somewhere between 1/3 and 1/2 of all letters moving through the major northeastern cities. The government postal service, which had a legal monopoly on the carriage of letters, was losing its customers to companies that were technically illegal but visibly superior. Congress watched this happen and responded the way monopolies always respond when competition appears, not by improving the service, not by reducing the price, by changing the law. The Post Office Act of 1845 reduced the official letter rate to 5 cents, exactly matching what Spooner was charging. And simultaneously, it explicitly criminalized private mail delivery on any route where the government postal service operated. The law did not just lower the price, it made the competition illegal. You could not charge 5 cents to deliver a letter if the post office also served that route. You could not charge 1 cent. You could not charge anything. Private mail delivery between cities served by the post office became a federal crime. Spooner kept operating anyway. He challenged the law in court. He argued that the Post Office Act violated the Constitution for exactly the reasons he had outlined in his pamphlet. The courts disagreed. The post office seized his mail, fined his carriers, and pursued him through the legal system with the full weight of federal authority. In 1851, after 7 years of fighting, the American Letter Mail Company closed. Spooner had proven that private mail delivery worked. He had proven that it could undercut the government on price and outperform it on reliability. He had delivered hundreds of thousands of letters that would have cost 3 times as much under the official rate. He had served customers who had never previously been able to afford to correspond with their families. And he had lost. Not because he was wrong about the service, because the government changed the law to make being right illegal. The same month his company closed, the post office raised its rates. It did not keep the 5-cent rate it had introduced specifically to undercut Spooner. Once the competition was eliminated, the price went back up. The pattern was so transparent that contemporary observers noticed and wrote about it at the time. The government had lowered its price to compete, outlawed the competition, and then raised its price again once the competition was gone. Spooner spent the rest of his long life writing. He wrote about labor, about slavery, about government authority and its limits. He died in 1887 in a single room in Boston, nearly penniless, surrounded by his books and papers. His pamphlet on private mails was reprinted and read and cited, and then mostly forgotten. The constitutional argument it contained was never answered. It was simply ignored. The law that closed his company is still in effect today. Open your phone. Open any shipping app. You can send a package through FedEx, UPS, DHL, Amazon, or dozens of other private carriers. You can have something delivered to your door tomorrow morning by a company that has never received a government subsidy and has no legal monopoly on what it does. Now, try to send a letter. Not a package, a letter, a piece of paper in an envelope addressed to another person. You cannot do that through FedEx. You cannot do it through UPS. You cannot do it through Amazon, even though Amazon delivers to more American addresses than the post office does. The only entity legally permitted to deliver a letter to a residential mailbox in the United States is the United States Postal Service. This is not a practical limitation. It is not a matter of infrastructure or economics. It is a federal law. Title 18, United States Code, Section 1696, Private Express Statutes, the law that makes it a criminal offense to carry letters for compensation on any route served by the post office. That law was written in 1851 to destroy Lysander Spooner's company. It has been on the books for 174 years. It has never been repealed. 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 It has never been repealed, never been repealed. It has never been seriously challenged in court. It is the direct legal descendant of the Post Office Act of 1845 that Congress passed specifically to eliminate the competition that was outperforming the government service, and the service it protects has not improved. The United States Postal Service lost $6.5 billion in fiscal year 2023. It has lost money in every year but one since 2007. It has reduced delivery days, closed post offices in rural communities, slowed its delivery standards, and raised its rates repeatedly, while legally preventing any private competitor from offering a better alternative on the one service it still monopolizes. The private carriers that exist, FedEx, UPS, Amazon, are permitted to deliver packages because packages were never included in the postal monopoly. The monopoly was always specifically on letters, first-class mail, the physical correspondence between human beings. That specific category of communication has been reserved for the government exclusively since 1851, and the government has used that reservation to provide a service that loses billions of dollars annually while legally prohibiting anyone from doing it better. Spooner understood this would happen. He wrote about it. In his 1844 pamphlet and in subsequent writings, he argued that monopoly does not produce better service, it produces protected mediocrity. Remove the competition and you remove the incentive to improve. The price goes up, the quality goes down. The institution becomes permanent not because it works, but because the law will not allow anything else. He was describing the future with precise accuracy. But there is a detail about Spooner's argument that has never been addressed and almost never discussed. His constitutional case was never answered, not rebutted, not refuted, not defeated on its merits in a court of law. It was dismissed, appealed, and ultimately decided against him on technical and procedural grounds that avoided engaging with the underlying question he had raised. Does the Constitution actually give Congress the exclusive right to carry letters? Or does it merely give Congress the right to establish a postal service while leaving citizens free to establish their own? Federal courts in the 1840s and 1850s ruled against Spooner. But ruling against someone is not the same as answering their argument. The court said Congress had the power to prohibit private mail. They did not fully engage with whether that power was actually granted by the text of the Constitution. The question Spooner raised in 1844, does Article 1, Section 8 grant a monopoly or merely an authorization, has never received a definitive Supreme Court ruling that squarely addresses it. Legal scholars have noted this gap. The postal monopoly rests on congressional authority that has been assumed rather than conclusively established. The assumption has persisted for 174 years because no one with sufficient resources has brought a case designed to force a direct ruling on the original constitutional question. Spooner's pamphlet is still in print. You can buy it today. It was written in 1844, and the argument it contains is as coherent now as it was then, because the constitutional text has not changed and the argument has not been answered. What has changed is the landscape around it. In 1844, when Spooner opened his company, the alternative to the government postal service was a man on a horse carrying letters between cities. In 2025, the alternative is a logistics infrastructure of extraordinary sophistication. Amazon delivers to 99% of American addresses. FedEx and UPS maintain networks that make the Pony Express look like a thought experiment. The technical capacity to deliver first-class mail in competition with the post office exists in a form that Spooner could not have imagined. What does not exist is the legal permission to use it. The same law that made it a federal crime to compete with a postal service that charged 18 3/4 cents per letter, a rate that kept the poor from corresponding with their families, now makes it a federal crime to compete with a postal service that loses $6 billion a year. The problem Spooner identified in 1844 has not been solved. It has been preserved, institutionalized, made permanent by a law that has outlasted every argument for reconsidering it. When he died in 1887, Spooner left almost nothing of material value. One room, his books, his papers, the pamphlets he had written and had reprinted at his own expense, because he believed that getting the argument into circulation mattered even if no one was currently listening. He had spent 43 years after the American Lettermail Company closed, continuing to write, continuing to argue, continuing to point at documents and ask whether they actually said what everyone assumed they said. Almost none of it changed anything during his lifetime. His pamphlet on private mails is cited by legal scholars. It is reprinted by libertarian publishers. It appears in academic discussions of constitutional postal authority. It has never been answered. Every time you pay for a stamp, currently 68 cents for a first-class letter, you are paying into the system that was built specifically to eliminate the man who charged 5 cents and delivered faster. Every time you use FedEx or UPS for a package but cannot use them for a letter, you are living inside the boundary drawn by the Post Office Act of 1845. Spooner's argument is still there. The constitutional text he cited is still there. The question he raised about whether Congress was granted a monopoly or merely an authorization has never received a final answer. The post office has been delivering the mail for 174 years under a legal authority that has never been fully tested. And somewhere in a used bookstore or a digital archive, the pamphlet that started all of this is still available to anyone who wants to read the argument that the government has been ignoring since 1844. The American Lettermail Company lasted 7 years. The law that destroyed it has lasted 174. Which one did more damage is a question Spooner would have known how to answer. Amazon delivers to 99% of American addresses. FedEx and UPS have the infrastructure to deliver a letter to your door tomorrow morning. The only reason they legally cannot do it is a law written in 1851 to destroy one man's 5-cent mail service. The constitutional argument he made in 1844 has never been answered, not rebutted, not defeated on its merits, ignored. Tell me in the comments, did you know it was illegal for FedEx to deliver your mail? Because most people have no idea this law exists.